Hi, I would like to welcome everyone to the class of Foundation of Information Technology. And my name is Zahab Darwish, and I'll be your instructor for this course. And this course is about information technology and its foundation key concepts. The course will have 5 sections, and there will be 2 chapters in every section. Section 1 of this course will cover the basics and foundation of information technology and key concepts, and we will also cover the building blocks of information technology. We will finish section 1, then we will move on to section 2, where we cover in details the building blocks itself, starting with the hardware as a building block and the software as the second building block. In section 3, we will be moving on to discussing the third building block that is related to telecommunication and networking technologies, and we will be discussing the internet and the World Wide Web and how the internet and World Wide Web changed the IT and how it shifted our technology toward the future and beyond that. We'll be then moving into section 4, where we discuss the fourth building block that is related to the data and information, and how to process information into data, and the concept of data warehousing, the database and database management. All those concepts would be discussed in section 4. Section 5, we will be moving toward the applications related to the information technology, and specifically we'll be discussing the e-commerce and other application from that sense, including ERP and developing application using system development life cycle and other topics. One major topic one major chapter that will be discussed in the section 5, that is an emerging technology, an emerging area, which is information security, because it is considered to be one of the highest value, especially with the increased number of users and the high usage of the internet and the cloud computing. All this push us toward having a secured information. We will begin our discussion with section 1, and as I mentioned, section 1 is composed of 2 chapters. One of them, the first one, is the information technology key concepts, and the second chapter is the building blocks of information technology. For the first chapter, there will be 3 topics to be discussed, which is the information technology key concepts. So we'll be talking about the key concepts related to information technology. Then we'll be discussing the current technologies and how it was, how did it progress until we arrived with the current technology. And then we will be discussing some emerging technologies and how it is affecting our life in terms of doing activities. We begin with the information technology key concept, but it's very important to define the IT, or the information technology. And briefly, the information technology definition is, technically speaking, is all the different technologies that supports the information, supports the processing, storing, and transmitting the information. Now, when we talk about all different technologies, and specifically we state the hardware the software, and the communication side of technologies. Now, as we are aware, organizations, they communicate through information, so information is considered to be the link between all different type of organizations and corporate environment, and the information has to be meaningful in order for us to communicate in the global market. So that's why the technologies that must coexist in order to support the transmission of information between different entities. In general, we can say that the knowledge of the building blocks related to information technology will facilitate proper understanding of this course. So we discussed the information technology and we defined it, and so it is about all advanced technologies that are used to manipulate and communicate information. So the information technology means its processing and distribution of data using computer hardware and software, telecommunication and digital electronics. Now, how about the information technology in the digital world nowadays? You can say that IT has become more available now. It's not like before. It used to be in the back office only. Now it is available in the front office. The frontline workers, they are using information technology. Also, more and more employees are dependent and reliant on information technology and doing their tasks and their work. Business managers, they became more experienced and knowledgeable about IT because IT investment is considered to be important for their effective system in order to properly utilize their information or the information system. So it is not just about IT managers who should know information about information technology. It's all business managers. They should be aware of this concept. By the year 2000, so there has been so many installation of information technology in the developed countries, and the IT has really or the IT expenditure or the spending on IT was huge in that during that time. Now, as we know, IT is linking emerging, developing, and developed economies. So it's technically speaking the link between the different organizations, the different economy, the different countries is through IT, and specifically with the deployment of the internet worldwide. This facilitated the linkage of information through this web or through these channels. So the concept of IT, we can state that IT is about storage, retrieval, manipulation, transmission, or receipt of digital data. Now, moving forward toward more concepts related to information technology, we have to understand the nature of information. We also need to understand the management of information, the manipulation of information, and the strategies behind the information systems. So the nature of information usually covers areas such as what is the meaning, the value, or the value of the information. Now, and how it is being controlled. Management of information, it's about managing the information, managing the processing and distribution of information, okay? And manipulation is manipulating the information and processing it, and keeping the information secure. We need also to understand the IT strategy. It's very important for us to understand that IT exists to support business, and IT spending and IT infrastructure should be in alignment with the business strategies, because the business depends on IT, and it's not the other way around. It's not the IT. It's not the IT that depends on business. The business depends on IT. So in other words, we have to make sure that our IT is properly aligned with the vision and the direction of the business, because in order for us to ensure that the business will continue to be profitable, we will be able to continue to provide services to the businesses. So it's very important to have this understanding that IT must be aligned to business and business strategies. Different components of IT, as we mentioned before, including computers, that is hardware, software, communication networks, the other elements which involves people, application procedures. Now, there are some definitions that are related to information technology. I would leave those definitions for you to review. But in general, you know, we can cover a couple of definitions. As you know, the computer is an electronic system that can be instructed to accept, process, store, and present data and information. It is made up of two component parts, which is the hardware and software. Then there is the second common item here, which is the hardware, defining the hardware as the computer and its associated equipment. Then we can move on to the software and the program, then the system, data, information, knowledge, information system, type of computers, microcomputers, and the 5 type of microcomputers. We need to understand that we'll be covering those in more depth in the section 2 when we cover the IT building blocks that is related to the hardware. Now, in the information technology has 9 functions. Starting with capturing. So information technology. So we begin with capturing the data, capturing the information. So it begins with capturing, then we verify the information, then we could process the information, then after we process the information, then we need to store the information, and after storing the information, we need to be able to retrieve that information, and after retrieving the information, also we need to be able to update this information and reproduce reports, and being able to transmit this information or communicate this information, and finally the generation function. So capturing is the process of getting the data on record, recording the data, recording the activities. That's the process of capturing. Verifying is the operation of checking to validate the data, to make sure that the data is accurate and it is recorded correctly. Processing, manipulation is related to making sure that the data is being converted and processed and computed if there is computation, and it could involve classifying, arranging, sorting the data. So all type of different manipulation to the data that is needed, calculating, summarizing. And now after we are able to do processing and manipulation, then we need to be able to store, and this will include the storage media and how to store the information and how the data is going to be stored. Then retrieval is being able to retrieve the data from the storage and how to gain access of specific element from the media. Data update involves making changes to the stored data. So after we store the data, sometimes there is a need to change the data, and we need to be able to understand how the changes will occur. Being able to reproduce reproducing the data means that to generate reports and how to utilize the reproduction. For example, in this case, we need to be able to duplicate data from one medium to another. So reproducing the data is about entailing duplicating data and being able to reproduce, or regenerate the data. Now, transmission communication, it's very much related to how we communicate this data or information through different type of processes, including electronic mail. We use email, voice messaging, voicemail system, and these type of processes that involve in distributing the information over different type of communication networks. And finally, the process of generation, organizing the information into a meaningful way. This is the concept of reporting, actually, which is being able to provide the data in different format and text, sound, and visual images. Well, we finished the first topic related to chapter 1. Then we move on to the second topic to chapter 1, which is the current technologies. Now, current technologies, we begin with the computer hardware. Computer hardware has, computer hardware started back in the 1950s, actually, with the first introduction of the IBM mainframe system, and technology has evolved since then. But the main shift was done in the 1970s, where microcomputers began to start to exist in the market. And the first IBM personal computer was established in 1981, and then we had in the 90s a new shift of technology, where personal digital assistant were introduced in the early 90s. Then the technology also shifted toward having the more laptops, more notebooks, and actually the sales of notebooks has exceeded or surpassed the sales of desktop in 2005. Then in the 2007, and since then, we start to utilize smartphones in a great we start using the smartphones in every aspect of our lives. So current technologies, computer hardware is becoming faster, cheaper, and we started to use it as mobiles. So computers have become smaller and faster as hardware prices have dropped. High growth in small mobile devices for communication and access to the internet. The second topic related to the current technologies involve the computer software, and there are three different areas that we can discuss the computer software, which is from the software being as an integrated product. The software is becoming a downloadable product, and the concept of the social media and the social aspects of the software. So in terms of integrated, now there has been more standardization enabled, which provided us more integration, and there are many standards became a de facto or standard in our environment, which is Microsoft becoming a standard, the Office, the Internet Explorer. Many companies have benefited from enterprise systems, so now there are utilization of different enterprise systems, for example, electronic health record in hospitals and other type of enterprise systems. Now the software is becoming downloadable to the bit size, and even software programs for smartphones become downloadable from app stores. Download speed have increased so much so that even large files can be downloaded by users. Now, from social aspects, there have been growth in web development, the social media. There has been applications like the Facebook, the LinkedIn, and many other social media applications. Now it's used by companies for marketing, branding activities. Now this is the advantage of the social media, and also collaboration tools connect employees across distance. We use that a lot, and we use the YouTube. We use different type of technologies to be able to link with each other. And now the third part of the current technologies, which is computer networks. So we need to understand the different paradigms of computer networks. And the first paradigm was established in the 1960s with ARPANET development, which is the first network-based architecture. And then we had there has been a second paradigm, which is the introduction of World Wide Web. This is shifted our mind, shifted us toward advanced technologies. Now, of course, in the 2000 era, we had high-speed internet connections that became widely available, and in 2005, the number of internet users, they have topped 1 billion people, and then we started to see wireless internet access becoming common in many locations. So this topic here, computer networks, they are becoming high bandwidth. They become we start to have more wireless technologies that replace our fixed lines and fixed networks. Now we start to have more advanced concepts like cloud computing and the concept of sharing or being able to utilize different to utilize the internet for accessing remote hosts and data storage and capabilities of the cloud. The third topic related to chapter 1 is the emerging technologies. And emerging technologies, there have been new ways for business to use IT to compete on. Of course, the low-cost side of the equipment, they have provided us a way to compete with other businesses by using low-cost producers or goods or service. So the low cost is now provide us automating transaction time, provided us shortening order cycle time, providing operational information for decision making. Okay, so that's because of the low cost of the technology. What we was able to facilitate all this differentiation. Now, business, they can differentiate themselves from others businesses by offering products or services that customers prefer because of the superiority in product innovations and quality to customer service. And of course, this is giving the sales personnel information for better or to do better customer service. Then here we have also additional topics related to the emerging technologies, and there are new things or new way for people to work using the IT. There are the telecommuters and virtual team telecommuters that are individuals who use mobile technology and or network connections to work remotely. And of course, there are pros and cons for this one. The pros that it provide the user flexibility and work-life balance, and the cons includes a feeling of being isolated and concern about the job promotion opportunities and so on. Now, virtual team also, this is a very important emerging technology, is that it facilitated us to have virtual team that are geographically separated, maybe across countries, across continents, and the number of those people to communicate could be very high, and that is because of the use of the IT and infrastructure. The pros, of course, includes workers can be located anywhere, so you can have a team, and those team or employees that could be located anywhere, and the team can be composed of members with the specialized skills, so that you cannot find them in the local market. The cons includes coordination. It will become more complex across the team member, but definitely by the time people will get used to having the concept of virtual team or being able to utilize virtual team in that context. Thank you.